So for this video I'm going to show how I make this 3-colour macrame bracelet. This is made obviously out of 3 different coloured cords with a button fastening at the end rather than the tie-on ones that I have been doing in some other videos. This one is quite easy to make, but it might take you a little bit of time, but it's not complicated, the actual pattern. So I'm going to get started and show you how I make this one. So to get started you're going to need the board that you're going to use for making your bracelet on. You want some clips for holding your cord in place, scissors for cutting your cord, a ruler for measuring everything out, a lighter for sealing the ends, and a button. And lastly, of course, you will need your cords. So just pick whichever colours that you want or what you've got available, and then you want to measure about 1 foot for every inch of the bracelet or necklace or anklet or whatever it is you're making. So for me, I'm doing a 6-inch bracelet, so I need 6 feet of each, and I want 2 of each colour. I'm going to do that off camera because it just knocks up like mad and it'll take me ages and you don't need to watch me doing that. And then I'm going to come back and it's going to be on the button and I'll show you how I've put it on the button. So once you've threaded your cord on your button, you'll end up with something that looks like this. So what I've done is I've done one colour going downwards and then the other colour going downwards at the other side, and then crisscrossed the final colour so that it'll run through the centre. This will make it a bit neater when you're knotting everything on the board. So once you've got all your cords threaded onto your button, you just want to clip the top of the button to the top of the board. Like that. And then you want to separate out your colours. Remembering which order you put them in, which I didn't. So once you've got everything in order, you can start from whichever side suits you best and start doing your knotting. And I tend to try and get the top 2 cords knotting over the bottom 2 cords, but really you can do it however you want. So you take the cords that you're going to work over and then you're going to clip them to the bottom of the board just to keep them in place while you're doing your knotting. And you're just doing a straightforward square knot, so you're going over, over and through like that. And then under, under and through. And once you've done the first knot, you can put those colours to one side and then work your next set. So you're going to go over, over, and through, and then under, under, and through. And then again you can put those colours to one side and do your last ones. So once you've done your first row of knots, you're going to take your centre strands, which will be a different colour like that, so you'll have your purple and pink or whatever colours you're using, and then you're going to knot over those. So leaving the end 2 cords to one side, you're going to take this strand that you did originally work over, and then this strand that you had worked over on your last row, and then you're going to do a square knot with this. Now I tend to do this one the opposite way around, and then this side I'll do the right way around. You don't have to do that, it's just I think it looks more symmetrical that way. So this time, instead of going over, over and under, I'm going to go under, under and through. And this bit you don't want to do too tight, and then you can go over, over and through. And then for this one you can tighten this a little bit more, because otherwise you might distort the shape of your bracelet. So then you can move them to one side, and then take this side, and you take your first two strands again and put them to one side, and then you're going to work over these two strands here, and you're going to use these. So you're just going to do over, over and through, and under, under and through. And so this is really like a 2-row repeat, where you're just going to do the same thing over and over again until you get to the end of your bracelet, however long you want to make it. So moving on to row 3, you're going to do again what you did on row 1. So you're back to having all the same colour again now, and you're just going to go over, over and through. And again, don't pull up too tight, otherwise it might distort it. And do the other half of your square knot, and then you can pull it a little bit tighter. And then moving on to your middle colours, a lot easier to find when you're doing this row. Just over, over and through. Under, under and through. And then taking your last colours for this row, over, over and through. And you don't have to worry about mirroring it for this side, because obviously they're the same colour anyway. And then under and through, and then that's your last one on that row. So now you're back to your next row, so this is like row 4, which wants to be the same as row 2. So you're taking your central colours there, and then you want to make sure you get the strand that's next to it on this side and on this side. And once again, do your square knot the other way around, so go under, under and through, and then you want to go over, over and through. Then you can move on to the side, and same again, you want your 2 different coloured strands, and then you want to go over, over and through, and then under, under and through. And then you're on to row 5, which will be the same as row 1 and row 3. And you're just going to, as I said, do this again all the way down. So once you've got the bracelet as long as you want it to be, you can separate your strands at the end into two sections and then find your longest strand, because there will be one that's a little bit longer than the others. And then take that one, for whichever side you're going to do, and put half of the cords back onto the board. So this is where you're going to make the loop for your button. So you're going to start by going over the top and then under and through, and then you're going to go underneath and over and through, and then again over, under and through, then under, over and through, and you're going to do that until the loop is big enough to fit the button. Now how many of those that takes will depend entirely on how big the button is, so you're just going to have to play about with it and measure it as you go along and see how many knots you need to do for this. So once you've got it as long as you want it to be, you can then just repeat the process on the other side. So again, finding your longest strand, I want to clip all the rest to the board, and then just do the reverse of what you did on that side. So I'm going to go over the top and then through, and then under and over and through, over the top and through, under and through, and just do this until you've got the same amount of knots that you got on that side. So once you've matched those up like that, you can remove the other strands from the board and then just put both sets together, and then you're just going to do simple square knots over there to seal the fastening closed. And you can do as many or as few of these as you want, just as long as you feel that it's secure enough. So once you've got all that done, that's basically your bracelet completed, and you just want to snip the ends and then use your lighter to seal the ends in. Obviously ask an adult if you're not an adult yourself. And once you've sealed the ends that you were knotting with, you can cut the ones that you knotted over, and then just do the same to seal those in as well. And then that's your completed bracelet. So once you're done, you can just fasten it to your wrist, and that's what it'll look like when it's complete. So I hope this video was helpful to someone, and thank you for watching.